We are nearing the end of day 32 of the federal government shutdown, and Senate leaders did agree to vote on Republican and Democratic plans to reopen the government. The changes, some of them are passing, maybe, but it's slim. In the meantime, during his first cabinet meeting, Governor Bill Lee says he is monitoring the shutdown impact on Tennessee. He's also asking agencies to map out theoretical 2% cuts, but he hasn't decided whether he will request those yet or not. Governor Lee's State of the State address will be on March 4th. He is expected to outline his budget priorities and any special initiatives for the state at that time. A state lawmaker wants a new law created